although completely invisible to the naked eye. A virtual universe of electromagnetic waves permeates our entire world. And this vast network of impulses carries within it information and data that we have come to depend on in our digital age. It is the backbone of what is otherwise referred to as the cloud, which remotely stores billions of gigabytes of data.
When we think about the cloud, what we're really talking about is data transfer, information transfer. You're sending bits of information through the air, wirelessly, up to satellites, down to servers, back again, into your computer, into your phone, and there's close to 7 billion people using cloud computing now. So you can imagine that pretty much anywhere on the planet that has internet access, you're going to find these hidden sort of secret patterns and codes that are floating around us.
According to historians, the concept of an intergalactic computer network was first proposed by scientist J.C.R. Licklider in the 1960s. However, ancient astronaut theorists suggest that the idea may actually trace all the way back to our ancient past. Corva Island, Raichur, India. Religious pilgrims seeking enlightened wisdom travel here to a temple dedicated to the celestial sage Narada. According to the Hindu scriptures, Narada had the supernatural ability to gain access to a hidden domain that most humans are completely unaware of, the realm of cosmic knowledge.
Tales about Narada appear in the Mahabharata, in the Ramayana, in the Puranas. Tradition has it that Narada transcended consciousness to gather his stories and give teachings of great wisdom.
Narada is called Narada Rishi. Rishis are like sages in Western concept. So they have gained this ability to be able to tap into the knowledge, access that knowledge directly from the cosmos.
Narada is interesting specifically that he clearly had access to an essential knowledge that is at the fabric of the divine cosmic order.
This idea of an otherworldly repository of cosmic information is most commonly referred to today as the Akashic Record. The term was coined in 1883 by author Alfred Percy Sinnett in his book, Esoteric Buddhism. In it, he describes how, according to Eastern philosophy, universal records physically exist in the ever-pervasive realm known as the Akasha, which can be accessed by enlightened individuals.
Akashic is the Sanskrit word. It means sky. So Akashic Records can be considered as cosmic knowledge. So it is belonging to the cosmos. Everything is written in the sky. So it's not belonging to human beings. You simply cannot go and bring it in such a tangible form. It's something that can be accessed through your mind, through your brain power, through your spiritual wavelength.
The Akashic field, it's the immeasurable potential of all that was, is, and will ever be.
The eighth dimension is the one that connects the whole thinking of the universe in different levels of consciousness. Not only mind, as in the first dimension, but also emotional and physical. That's why we call the eighth dimension the Akashic Records, and also we call the eighth dimension the matrix in which we are all in.
a collection of all human events, thoughts, words, emotions, and intent to have ever occurred in the past, present, or future. The concept of the Akashic Records finds its origins in ancient Sanskrit texts. But what knowledge lies within these treasured records, and how does one uncover their eternal truths? The Hindu word Akasha, meaning upper sky, was introduced into Western culture by Theosophical Society co-founder Helena Blavatsky during the mid-1800s. Theosophists described the Akasha as the primordial substance that includes all vital forces. Though never specifically referring to the Akashic Records directly, Blavatsky did make reference to indestructible tablets of the astral light, utilized for recording both the past and future of one's thoughts and actions. This repository of cosmic information, referred to as the Akashic Records, was widely disseminated by early Theosophists, like author Alfred Percy Sinnett. In his 1883 book, Esoteric Buddhism, Sinnett suggests one could view their own Akashic Records upon attaining higher stages of individual enlightenment.
The Akashic Records is an etheric language. It's actual place as well as a modern day modality of healing and intuitive work. It has the imprint, the energetic imprint of all of your past lifetimes. And you have a personal book of life that's stored in the etheric field of the planet, in the Akashic Records. And you can access this during your lifetime, and it will give you a deeper knowing of who you are and why you're here.
Many religions reference a posthumous life review upon entering the afterlife, where a book of life, or similar notion, is used to judge and weigh the merits of one's existence. Yet, is the idea of an Akashic library a literal, physical place, or a metaphorical myth used to explain a complex idea?
It's been referred to as the Hall of Records, the Library of Light, the Mind of God, God's remembrance. There's many ways that they are referred to. And they hold what we would call our past, present, and potential future. And it's because we are here in linear time in the third dimensional, and we've agreed to this time-space continuum that says, well, there is a past, there is a present, and there's the future, but where these records reside, we could say, is really in the eternal now, in the present moment. And so there is no past, there is no future, there is only now.
When I explain about the eighth dimension and the Akashic Records, I used to explain it like if it were a library or kind of a Wikipedia where you can go and look for any information you want. But for the eighth dimension, when you realize that every dimension is just a perspective of reality, you will realize that the eighth dimension is not the place where you have to go to look for that information, but you have to become in order to see and feel that information.
It would seem that accessing the Akashic Records is a more metaphysical process than merely reading words on a physical page. So, how is human consciousness connected to the Akashic realm?
If we think that we are a leaf or a flower in a tree, and because we are a leaf or a flower, we are trapped in the tree, is because we didn't understand that the flower and the leaf are the product of the tree. They are not something separate. They are trying to feed the tree. With every experience, with every breath, you are feeding the network. The Akashic Records is like this library where every book that haven't been written yet and every book that was written shares the information all the time.
Though the insight one might gain from viewing their own Akashic Records is a tempting prospect, Matthias de Stefano warns against this practice before one is spiritually prepared.
So this is the difference between the people that is trying to get into the Akashic Records to look for information and the people that is willing to transform itself. So if you take the information from other universe instead of creating your own universe, so you will be eating the fruit of that tree of life, and your own reality will disappear and will be destroyed by the information that is not your vibration. That's why in the story, when Eve eats the apple, the whole story for them is destroyed because she was not building their own information. The only way you can download that information is not going there and look for it, but to be yourself, transform into the vibration of that information so you can download it. That's the good way of doing it. Don't go and look for the information, just put yourself in the level of that information so it could be downloaded to you.
Accessing the records is not as simple as walking into a local library. Those familiar with the Akashic realm suggest one must first attain a deeper understanding for the spiritual and metaphysical process. However, spiritually minded individuals suggest that with the knowledge of the Akashic Records and their chronicling of our past, present, and future comes a great tool for enriching one's life.
There's literally no inaccuracy with the book because the book is not going to be telling a fictional story for you. The book is literally going to be your truest self. So if you connect into your records, if you connect into your book of life, it's like looking in the mirror. The mirror doesn't lie. And the interesting thing about this mirror is it's a mirror for the soul. And when you look into it, you're actually able to write, you're actually able to create, to heal, to clear yourself, to create a great life.
The story of our lives is both individual and a coalescence of all living things within our reality. Accessing the Akashic Records and viewing our own past, present, and future may be the most profound guidance to understanding the true nature of our reality.